Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Nidhi Gupta. I will be discussing with you all today the topic career development. We have already covered career planning in the last video, and today we'll be covering in this video the career development. So let's proceed. So, as I have mentioned here, what is career development? It's an ongoing process of gaining knowledge and improving skills that will help an individual to establish a career plan. So, career development is a broad term, of course, and here we'll be, gaining all the knowledge and we'll be improving all the skills which are continuously helping us to establish our career plan. So let's move further. Now, when you talk about the career development, few more things I would like to discuss with you. Before discussing this process of career development, I would like to discuss with you why this career development is required. So, as I have told you that it's an ongoing process of gaining knowledge, but why it is required? Because if you talk about today's generation youngsters like you people are, so I'm not talking about everyone, but the majority of the youngsters, they never plan for the future, and they believe in following the crowd. Okay, my friend is doing something, so I have to also do that. So they are following the crowd, and they choose their career by influence of others. And of course, at times they accept the parents' verdict or decision by force. Like, you have to do so. My father is saying that I have to become that, so I will become that. So they are not actually focusing what their likes and dislikes are. And at times they get tempted by the current trends which are going on. So okay, nowadays this thing is very much in trend, so I should also do that. So at times it happens, and at times they jump into any career, and after some time they realize that they are not actually made for that, or they get failure in that particular career. Um if you talk about the motivation level, when you talk about the career planning, you always see lack of motivation in career planning. And at times we observe that they are also fail to discover their lives, what they are actually, what are their hobbies, what are their interest areas, their talents, their likes, dislikes. And 40% of the youngsters, they live in a fantasy world. Like, okay, I'm so and so, I will do so and so. So the ground realities are different. And if you talk about the career trends, students, uh, we observe that the focus is lost. I'm sorry, but focus is lost, and lots of efforts everybody is putting to increase the quantity only, not the quality. And at times, at today's time, there is a phenomena which is working, that is survival of the fittest. So it's a era of cutthroat competition, and whosoever will be the fittest will be the survivor. So you have to very much cautious in planning and developing your career. And at times the students are having this trend there, that they are not at all listen to their parents and teachers. They are less influenced by them. And we know that nowadays there are so many cases of dropouts, increasing dropouts are there. And nowadays the youth and even everyone is checking quality in the products, like such as food and clothing, what kind of brand it is, what kind of quality it is, but we are not checking the quality in education. So again, that's why the reports are saying that India is having jobless growth. I always mention you why we are having jobless growth, because we are not skilled. We are not matching the skills required for this particular job. Why? Because we are believing in quantity, not quality. And nowadays, the competition is continuously increasing, and we have to put efforts to increase quality, not the quantity. So that's why, just because of these current trends and other things, the career development is very much crucial for everyone. Now, moving to the process of career development here, if you talk about the phases, these different stages of career development, first you need to, or any individual need to assess himself or herself, what you are, what are your interest areas, what are your choices, what kind of career you want to pursue. You should not get influenced by anyone, any of your parents, any one of your friend, or any thing which is in trend. You have to analyze and assess yourself. Then, as per your assessment, what are the careers available in your environment? And then, according to the career options or different careers available, you need to set your goal to pursue a career. And after goal setting, you need to upgrade your skills, you need to get training for a particular skill so that you can achieve that goal. And once your training is done, then there is a time to perform. Then you have chosen a particular career. Now it's time to perform in that career and be successful. And again, after performance, you need to again assess yourself. Where are you? Is there any gap exist? If, then again the process is on. So it's a continuous process. So this is the career development process. Now I will be moving towards the two phases of career development. One is from the perspective of the individual, and another one with the perspective of the organization. So first we'll be discussing individual career development. So in this particular career development, there are some important steps. So like, performance, exposure, networking, leveraging, loyalty to career, and expand ability. So one by one we'll be discussing all these. So first discuss the first step, that is performance. It is just keep in your mind that it is from the perspective of individual. So we are discussing individual career development. So when you talk about performance, the career progress rests largely on performance, and if the performance is substandard, even modest career goals cannot be achieved. So you have to analyze and improve your performance continuously. Then second is exposure. A career development comes through exposure, which implies becoming known by those who decide promotions, transfers, and other career opportunities. So, like, you have to be visible in front of others. You have to come in connection with those, who can easily check your talent. Then the third one is networking. Of course, very, very crucial phenomena. It implies professional and personal contacts that would help in striking gold, good deals outside or inside the organization, majorly outside. And then the fourth one is leveraging. Leveraging, see, when you talk about leveraging, we can say that resigning to further one's career with another employer is known as leveraging. Like when the option is irresistible, the only option left is to resign from the current position and choose the option given by another employer. So that's leveraging, and there is nothing bad in it. Then the next one is loyalty to the career. See, professional and recent college graduates generally jump jobs frequently when they start their career. So they are, continuously jumping from one job to another job. And to overcome this problem, companies have come out with lucrative, innovative compensation packages so that they can retain their employees. So loyalty to a particular career is also a very good thing. which can be helpful in the later stages of your career. Then the last one is expandability. See, employees who are career conscious, they must prepare themselves for future opportunities that may come their way internally or externally by taking a series of proactive actions or proactive steps. So you have to prepare yourself for the future opportunities which may come anytime on your way. So these are the individual career development steps. Now we'll be discussing organizational career development. So here also we are having 5 stages: self-assessment tools, individual counseling, information services, employee assessment programs, and employee developmental programs. So let's discuss the first one, that is self-assessment tools. In it, employees go through a process in which they think through their life roles, interests, skills, and work attitude and preferences. They identify the career goals, develop suitable action plans, and point out obstacles that come in the way. And two popular self-assessment tools that are used for this purpose, they are the career planning workshops and a career workbook. So wherein you can write all the things, which are related to the interest and skills and other things. Now, the second one is individual counseling. See, employee counseling is a process whereby employees are guided in overcoming performance problems if you are facing any. And it is usually done through a face to face meeting between the employee and the counselor or the coach, whosoever is doing this process. And here, discussions of employee interest, his goals, his current job activities, performance, career objectives, they take place. And counseling is generally offered by the HR department of the organization. Sometimes they may call any outside expert for this purpose also, but this is again very important. Then the third step is information services. Okay, when you talk about employment opportunities at different levels, they are made known to employees through information services of the various kinds, like records of employee skills, knowledge, experience, and their performance that indicate the possible candidates for filling up such vacancies. And for compiling and communicating career related information to employees, organizations basically use some methods like career ladders and career paths. They may show you, like, which one would be your next career, then next, then next. And then the next one would be the job posting system, skill inventory, like we are having these kind of skills in an inventory in the existing employees, and job posting is like such and such job is available, so skill matching system. And third one is career resource center. So there they can provide all kind of information related to different careers and how to plan them. Then the fourth one is employee assessment program. Here, see, initially a new recruit is informed about career policies and procedures of the company. So like it is done, when somebody joins the organization. Then socialization efforts, they help the recruit learn about these things quickly. An experienced employee acting as a coach may also help the new recruit from a realistic view of the skills needed at various levels and develop appropriate career goals and action plans. And formal orientation programs are used to educate employees on career programs, career paths, opportunities for advancement within the company. So by assessing one, one coach can do this wonderfully. So these kind of career development opportunities might be available at the organization's end. Now the last one is employee development program. These consist of skill assessment and training efforts that organizations use to groom their employees for the further vacancies or the future vacancies rather. Seminars, again, workshop, job rotation, mentoring programs especially, they are used to develop a broad base of the skills as a part of such developmental activities at the organization. So these are the organizational career development steps which may be taken by the organization for the employees. Now we'll be discussing why a career plan could fail. There are so many reasons. We have made a great plan, but it didn't work. Why? Because our efforts are insincere. We did not put up the best of our energy and efforts, so of course. And the another reason, we look for the immediate benefit. Oh, tomorrow I need to get the promotion. No, it's not like that. Career planning is not that. Or might be lack of interaction with hired agencies. Like whosoever I have hired for my career planning, I am not interacting with them. I'm not telling them exactly what I want, so my career plan could fail. Then impracticability in introduction. I have not introduced myself properly to the people who may help me in the planning of my career. Then might be there is no proper system to evaluate my performances. So again, a career plan could fail. Or maybe the bureaucratic model of organization, like they are not, giving you platform to grow. So these might be the reasons why a career plan could fail. Now let's discuss some more limitations of the career planning. There are 4 limitations I have cited here. First is dual career families, then low ceiling careers, declining career opportunities, downsizing or delayering, and career. So one by one we'll be discussing all those. So first is dual career families. See, with the increase in career orientation among women, number of female employees is on increase in the organization, and with this the dual career families have also been on increase. Consequently, one of those family member might face the problem of transfer. Like, okay, the husband got the transfer or wife got the transfer. In that case, what will happen? See, this has become a complicated problem to the organization, and consequently other employees may be at disadvantage. Might be, if one get the transfer, so another has to either leave the job, or any other consequences may happen. So this is the complicated problem. So all of a sudden one employee leaves, which organization, to whom organization is looking forward for the succession planning even. So this is the problem, one of the limitation. Another one is low ceiling career. Okay, when you talk about this low ceiling career, see, some careers do not have a scope for much advancement. Like employees cannot get promotion despite their career plans and development in such jobs. Like there is no development, there no such, no much development in a particular career. So there's no much, not such growth is observed in a particular career. So it's a low ceiling career. So it is again one of the limitation. Then the declining career opportunities. Of course, the career opportunities for certain categories like reached declining stage due to the at times influence of the technological or economic factors. Then in such cases, solution, if we need to offer the solution for such problem, it's a career shift. Like some careers who are not in trend, not in fashion, so you need to shift. So it's again a career planning limitation. Then the last one is downsizing or delayering the and the carriers. A business process re-engineering, at times, or technological changes, or the business environmental factors, they force the business firms to restructure the organizations by delayering them and by downsizing them. And when you opt this downsizing, the downsizing activities result in fixing some employees and degrading some other employees, or might be, you are firing some of them. So it is again all of a sudden your career is in trouble. So if the organization is planning to delayer or downsize, so it's again one of the limitation of career planning. So that's all about the career development and career planning. So in 2 videos we have covered both of them, the planning and the development. So thank you so much. I hope you have understood about the career planning and development. Thank you.